Right guys, so another video. Not too sure what it's going to be called yet, but it'll be something along the lines of how I list on Depop, how to list on Depop. But basically I'm going to show you the journey of what an item goes through. A little bit cringy, I'm not sure how else to say it. But basically, once I get an item in the door, what I do to that item, clean it, wash it, photographs, all of that, and then listing it on Depop finally. But yeah, hopefully you enjoy it. Sort of just shows you a bit of an insight into what I do with the items that I get in. And yeah, hope you enjoy the video. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new here, and follow my Instagram and my Depop. My Depop is where I sell all my items. Down there, Ryan's Finds, IHINDS, FINDS. Like the video, subscribe, and yeah, we'll get into it. I'm probably going to choose a nice and simple item for this video, probably a sweatshirt, but just give me a second and I will find an item that I'll use. Right, this is the item I'm going to use. Just sort of a, I'd say it's a spell out, but it's just a small spell out. Just a simple Adidas sweatshirt, probably early 2000s, late 90s tag. But yeah, I'll show you the journey of this item once I get it in and get it on Depop. The first thing I do when I get items in is usually hang everything up. I get it all in sacks. I'll put a small clip here, or it'll be the whole screen. But yeah, once I get it all in, I put it straight onto hangers and sort of just sort everything out. Probably 6 months ago, I used to go through every item and sort of just look for marks, and I'd sort of put it into a pile of needs washing and doesn't need washing. But then you find once you start listing stuff which hasn't been washed, you'll like see the odd mark here and there that you've missed. So what I'd recommend is just washing everything. Then you know you've done the best you can to make it clean, and then it won't annoy you when you have to list something and you find a mark and then you don't know if you washed it or you haven't washed it. Then you know in your head everything's ready to go, everything's ready to be photographed, and if there are marks, you have tried to get them out through washing them and all that. But yeah, we'll do that now. Obviously, wash all your darts together. That's just common knowledge, I think, now. All clean. Right, everything's washed. This one's flawless apart from a bit of fading. That definitely used to be like a really good dark black, but it's got that sort of greyish tinge to it. But yeah, all clean. No flaws, no rips, tears, marks or anything, so should be easy to list, and it's a sweatshirt, so the pictures are really simple to do. After washing and drying the items, you can either steam them or iron them. With sweatshirts, it's usually okay, because steaming and ironing is one of my biggest hates of the whole thing. But personally, I do steam stuff. It is here, you can't really see it, but it's just a cheap one off Amazon. The main items that you need to steam are usually just t-shirts. Even after getting them out of the dryer, they're always crinkled up, and a steam always helps to make them look a little bit more presentable. But usually, if you're quite good with your drying and you get the items out as quick as possible after they've been dried, put them straight on the hanger, they usually come out all right. This one hasn't been steamed at all. But then there's t-shirts like this, which you can see has been come out of the dryer. I even folded it, put it in the basket, hung them up straight away, and they are all creased. So a steam or an iron is better for t-shirts. It's one of my biggest hates, so I try not to steam items if I don't need to. This is my steamer. It's just a cheap one off Amazon. I think it cost me around £30, maybe 40. Obviously, if you're doing this on a mass scale, I'd recommend getting a proper steamer. I'm not too sure where to get them from. Probably not Amazon. There's probably certain websites and cleaning websites that you can get them from. Just because these don't last too long. This is my second one. I think the one before this lasted quite a while, but if you leave it for a while and don't actually use it, it will just build up with lime scale and stuff like that. But yeah, I'd recommend getting a better one if you're doing this on a mass scale. Me personally, I don't steam too much, so I just got a cheap one off Amazon. But of course, you can also use an iron. I personally think it takes a little bit longer to use an iron, but if you're faster with an iron, obviously use that. Also, hang drying is a very important thing to do. Some people don't have dryers, and some items actually need to be hung dry and can't go in the dryer. For example, things like this, polyester material. This one was just hung dry because it's got that on the back. That's the sort of stuff that will peel off in dryers. It's sort of just lightly stuck on. Here's an example of something that I did put in the dryer, which I shouldn't have. It's another Barcelona jacket. I put it in the dryer and there was a big swoosh on the back that completely rubbed off, as well as the arm spell out, which you can still see the remains of, but that completely rubbed off. So yeah, always read the care labels on the inside of items. That'll sort of just tell you what you can and can't do with each item. But yeah, mistakes like this is the sort of stuff that you'll learn from, and you won't do those mistakes again. Now it's time for the photos of the items. What I usually do is just find items that I'm on a list and then put them into a section on a rail, so I know what I've got to do, and then just go through the section. I'm probably going to do 10 items a day, just because it's my day off and I don't want to do too much of a big upload. So yeah, we're going to stick with 10 items and we'll see what I can do. Here's some puffers that I'm going to upload. They should be on my Depop once this video is out. But yeah, it is getting a bit warmer now. These are the last of my puffers that I've got, I think, and then I'm going to start getting into all the summer stock. A few more items that I'm going to upload. Nice Nike sweatshirt, Nike hoodie, Scott, sort of a fleece. I was going to say it's a Harrington. This one's really cool. Adidas Street Ball. It is reversible as well, if I can get it open. That on the inside or the outside if you want to turn it the other way around. This is my setup, ready for flat lays. I'll put a link to another video about my photography setup. It would be in one of these corners. Obviously with a flat lay, the item will just be there, and I'll take pictures from above. That's the item completely laid flat on the floor. I'll take a few photos like this. It'll be from different angles, so like that probably, maybe a close-up, but it all sort of depends on what the item is really. This is a quick tip I'll give you when taking flat lays or hung up pictures. If the tag is playing around and it keeps on flapping up like that and it won't go down, obviously this one's alright, but if it does that, all you need is a coin. I've got loads here, and you literally just have to put it in the tag like that and the tag will sit down perfectly. I learned that from Rouse Vintage. I'll put his Instagram down here at the bottom of the screen. Go give him a follow. But yeah, it is very handy when the tags are playing around. Obviously this one's alright, but it helps a lot when taking photos. I do model photos as well as flat lays, just because the main thing that you need to think about when you're listing and selling on Depop, this is literally the biggest thing that you need to think about, is you want to minimize the amount of questions that people are going to ask. So questions like, can I see this modeled? Can I see this on the person? Can I see this on the girl? Can I see this on the guy? How tall's the model? You obviously put that in the description. What's the length? You obviously put that in the description. What's the pit to pit? Obviously the description. Any flaws? You obviously put that in the photos and description. I think that's one of the main things that you need to think about when listing on Depop to be successful. Just make it all see-through for the buyer when they want to purchase something from you. This is my model photo setup. Obviously the 2 lights, tripod, the classic clicker for model photos. Now it's time to do the model photos. They don't have to be anything crazy. You can literally just be standing straight like that, cross arm. Obviously just try and show the logo, different aspects of each item. I haven't been taught how to do this or anything. It's just I've learned over time what to do and what sort of works with me. And obviously just do that for yourself. Now it's time to list the items onto Depop. This is a bit of a weird angle to see me from. But yeah, I just do the pit to pit measurement, which is obviously armpit to armpit. And then I do the length, which will be from the side of the collar all the way down to the hem. If you do it down the middle, you're obviously missing out like a good 3 inches of the actual length. And then obviously I'll put that all in the description. I will probably do a video on descriptions. But me personally, I've been selling on Depop for over 3 years now. And I wouldn't say I'm too much of a pro at descriptions, and I'm still learning lots about them with the new algorithms that Depop constantly keep on changing. But as I said before, the main thing to think about is just list everything, make it as clear as possible for the buyer, all the measurements, all the details, and you should be all right. That is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Sort of just gave you a bit of an insight into what I do with the items that I get in and show you the journey that they go on to get on Depop. Hope you learned a few things. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new here. Follow my Instagram and my Depop. We're down here at the bottom of the screen. Ryan Spines, IHNDS, FINDS. Try and think if there's anything else I need to say. Next few videos, I'm not too sure on. I want to do a dating trainers, Nike ones that is. I need to do a shoe collection. That's going to be for Air Max Day, which I think is late March. So that won't be until like 3-4 weeks time. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all of that. Peace.